Hi, I'm Lindsay, and on today's show we'll be talking about 5 tips that can help enhance and increase your vibrational wellness. And why this is important is because if you think about some of the new things that we've learned with sciences like quantum physics, the secrets of the universe really break down to vibration, energy, and frequency. So at the core of all matter is energy, and if we have a good relationship with our energy vibration and really be aware of our own frequency, that's one way that we can tap into the intelligence of our own bodies, reconnecting with the intelligence of nature to really work with the laws of the universe in creating better wellness, better abundance, better relationships, and just better overall lifestyle and wellness. It's really important that we consider our vibrational wellness when thinking about our health in a holistic way. And so I'm going to go over a few less common tips that I believe really can be helpful in raising your vibration, in raising your vibrational wellness, and creating more balance and more harmony within the body. So tip number 1 is to consume mushrooms. I am kind of obsessed with mushrooms right now. The more I learn about them, the more I am just amazed by the dynamic effects that they have for curing disease, for curing many ailments in the human body. And I think that the reason that they're so effective is because we actually share 85% of ribosomal RNA with mushrooms and 50% DNA with mushrooms. So what that means is they are extremely bioavailable in our body. So when we consume mushrooms, they quickly enter into our circulation, and the effects of the mushrooms are felt almost immediately. So I'll go ahead and talk about just a few mushrooms and some of the amazing effects that they have so that you can better understand why mushrooms are so amazing and how they can really help improve your overall wellness. Another little fun fact is that 40% of pharmaceuticals actually contain mushrooms. And so I think if we can first try mushrooms when treating ailments or just using them to supplement the overall wellness of our body for preventative measures, or just increasing our overall wellness and health, is a great place to start. Since so many pharmaceuticals, I mean, you've heard the commercials, they just go on and on and on with all of these crazy side effects that are oftentimes worse than the actual ailment or disease that is being cured or helped out by these pharmaceuticals. So why not start with what's in 40% of pharmaceuticals as the active ingredient without all of the additional side effects, chemicals, and all that nastiness that can create a domino effect in the body of starting other ailments. So mushrooms just are the natural thing that we can take without all of the other kind of nasty side effects. So let's go ahead and talk about a few of my favorite mushrooms. There's so many amazing mushrooms out there, but these I think are 3 good core mushrooms to get yourself familiar with. So let's talk about lion's mane. Lion's mane is really great for overall brain function. So it can increase memory, it can boost concentration, and it also helps protect our nervous system. There have been studies done where taking lion's mane can reverse or mitigate neurological diseases like Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, and dementia. So another amazing mushroom is chaga. Chaga is really great because it's a mushroom that just really helps with overall health and wellness. It's good for just about anything, but a few of the key things that it's commonly used for is to help ward off the common cold. So, if you feel symptoms coming on, drink some chaga mushroom tea or coffee, and that can really help improve, give your immune system a boost. It's also really good for hair, skin, and nails, and it reduces inflammation. Another cool thing about chaga is that it's one of the most powerful antioxidants like in the world. It blows common things that we think of as antioxidants like blueberries or acai berries, spinach, things like that. It just blows them out of the water. Chaga is extremely high in antioxidants, and it's also antiviral and antibacterial. And another mushroom that I want to mention here is cordyceps mushrooms. And cordyceps mushrooms are amazing for increasing your energy. So a lot of people will use them before working out as like a pre-workout. And again, it's so bioavailable that as soon as you drink it, shortly after you'll feel the effects of it, so you will get an energy boost. And it's also been said to work well in the bedroom for a little boost there. And another great thing about cordyceps is that they're really good for the respiratory system. So if you have asthma or bronchitis, have some cordyceps tea, some cordyceps mushroom coffee, however you want to take it, and that can really help with your respiratory function. And again, just going back to, if you're using it as a pre-workout, if you're going to go take a run, it's going to help with your respiratory function and boost your energy. All right, number 2 on our list is avoid fluoride. Fluoride is a powerful neurotoxin, and it's actually more poisonous than lead and just slightly less poisonous than arsenic. And the scary thing about fluoride is that it's a cumulative poison, so over time it builds up in our bones. And other parts of our body, such as the pineal gland, are even more susceptible than our bones to fluoride. Fluoride can actually calcify tissue in our bodies. And if you don't know much about the pineal gland, I'll just mention a few things here to explain to you why you really don't want your pineal gland to be calcified by fluoride, and why it's so important to the overall vibrational wellness of our body to keep fluoride out. So the pineal gland is actually an endocrine organ, and it's located deep in the center of the brain. And so the pineal gland was once known as the third eye, and it actually produces melatonin, which helps maintain our circadian rhythm, and it also regulates reproductive hormones. The pineal gland also produces what many call the spirit molecule, which is DMT. And many spiritual practices really regard the pineal gland as one of the most sacred parts in the human body. The pineal gland is actually really amazing and was really revered by a lot of ancient cultures, a lot of ancient religions. You'll see a lot of symbolism for the pineal gland represented as a pine cone. So for me, if we're talking about vibrational wellness, keeping that pineal gland healthy, not calcified, is extremely important. So how do you really avoid fluoride? Fluoride is in our tap water, and so definitely I would recommend not drinking tap water. I would recommend having a water delivery service, or installing your home with reverse osmosis systems, or something like the Kangen water system is absolutely amazing. And just keep in mind though that not all purified water is treated equally. You can have purified water and still have fluoride in the water. So you need to double check and make sure that the purified water that you're getting actually is fluoride free. Next up on the list is eat organic. So eating organic food, just in general, it really reduces our overall toxic burden on our body. So the less toxic your body, the higher your energetic, vibrational frequencies and overall wellness will be. Also, the cool thing about eating organic is that it also inherently means that it's non-GMO. It's not a genetically modified organism. GMOs are plants and animals that have been created by combining DNA of different species in a way that could not occur in nature or by traditional crossbreeding. So genetic engineering was really started with the intention of helping crops to be more weather and pest resistant. But there are harmful side effects. So for example, a lot of our staples like corn have been genetically modified and are in almost all foods containing corn here in the US. And so what's crazy is this GMO corn, this Bt toxin corn, is considered in and of itself, without anything sprayed on it, it's considered an insecticide. So the way that this Bt toxin works in killing insects is that it just destroys the lining of their digestive tract. And so what's really scary about this Bt toxin specifically is that it is not only specific to the insects, it has effects on us too. It actually pokes holes in human cells, which damages the intestines and causes leaky gut. There's been other studies done on other GMO produce, which causes lesions in the stomach lining. There's all sorts of problems that are caused in the human body from these GMO foods. Eating organic really raises our vibrational wellness because we're actually able to receive the nourishment of the food itself. We're able to receive those vitamins and those minerals and all of the goodness of the produce without worrying about it actually injuring us or causing disease because there's some genetic weirdness going on with it, or because, you know, it's been treated with some crazy herbicide or pesticide. All right, next up on the list is detoxing heavy metals from the body. So these heavy metals can accumulate in our bodies through many different mechanisms, from our food and water supply to chemicals that we're exposed to in our environments, whether that's coming in through something like a vaccine, through maybe mercury in the fillings in our teeth. Also, there's nanoparticulates of aluminum and barium and strontium in our breathable air column that are put there by stratospheric aerosol injections. And those nanoparticulates are quickly absorbed into our body because they are so small that they actually cross the blood-brain barrier. So to remove these heavy metals from our bodies is going to help create optimal wellness. So one way to help detox those is using chlorella. Chlorella is a natural chelator, and it also has amazing nutrients that are really beneficial for removing heavy metals in our bodies as well. And of course, we can't talk about our vibrational wellness without considering meditation. So as we're finding, our thoughts really do shape our world. Our intentions, the belief systems that we hold, they absolutely affect every aspect of our lives. So when we meditate, what we're doing is we're breaking up our thought patterns. We're allowing ourselves to come back to a neutral position, and sometimes we're not really even aware of our own thought patterns. And so when we come into a meditative state, we can more quickly recognize our own thoughts and become aware of what our minds are really doing. And it helps us to pick and choose which thoughts are ours and which thoughts might just be like a virus in a computer that's just running in the background and we're not exactly aware of it. So not only does it allow us to better understand our own minds and what's going on in there, but it also just helps us come back to a neutral position where we allow all of that noise that's going on to slow down, to simmer down, to settle, and it changes our vibrational frequency because we're no longer attached to a certain thought pattern or to some specific way of being. We are just coming back to a neutral place. It's like pushing the reset button on a computer. And what we can then do after we've come back to this neutral place, we just naturally have a higher vibration moving forward. And so when we meditate, we are tapping into our inner world. It's like taking a little vacation inside of your own consciousness and tapping into the consciousness of source energy, and coming back into that divine wisdom, that divine knowing, that all-knowing state that we all have within us, and allowing for new messages, new thoughts to come through. So if you think of thoughts kind of like clouds, when you're meditating, instead of being attached to them as we are in our normal functioning lives, the thoughts that come into our minds we tend to really believe. And so the cool thing that shifts when you're meditating is that you can view your thoughts as more of like the weather, like it's like a cloud that's floating by, and you can just observe it instead of attaching to it. And you can better discern what that thought is, and if it's something that actually is your own thought that's coming from you that really resonates with you, or whether it's something that you want to shift away from and realize that it's there, so that you can choose differently when you're stepping back into your normal life, your everyday routines. You can be like, oh yeah, I remember having that thought in meditation, and it actually does not serve me anymore, and so you can realign with a better way of being. So I hope you liked this video on the 5 tips for really enhancing and improving your overall vibrational wellness, and maybe have some new perspectives on why your vibration and your frequency is so important. Please leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Also, please like, share, subscribe to my channel, and if you want to see more daily updates from me, follow me on Instagram. I will link my account below, and I look forward to seeing you again next week.